Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome all creators of all ethnicities, all backgrounds, all religious faiths, and we want to welcome all channels of all shapes, sizes and topics. We're a family and we will audit any channel, and we're doing that right now. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back to vidIQ, the YouTube tool, channel and learning academy that educates you on your YouTube journey so that you can make a positive impact with your audience. My name is Rob and welcome back to an unusual day this week. We are joining you on Thursday instead of Tuesday, but don't worry, normal service will be resumed on Tuesdays. But if you are new to the live streams and you're able to join us here on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday, then welcome to this wonderful experience that you are about to enjoy over the next couple of hours. And I could not do this as ever without my trusty companions, the first of which is Dan. And Dan, I will welcome you to our vidIQ audience today.
Hello. How's it going, everybody?
You always have wonderful, succinct intros, Dan. I really do appreciate that. And Travis will be here very, very soon because we've got a different day. His schedule is a little conflicted, but he should be joining us in around about 20 minutes to help us audit your channels. Now, I just as we were waiting to launch here, I saw a couple of people asking in the chat, like, why are we waiting? What is the reason for this? And we sort of jump into this live stream after 3 or 4 minutes because when a notification goes out, it takes a little bit of time for that to cycle through all of the subscribers, gives you a chance to join without you missing anything. So right at the start of this live stream, we had about 300 concurrent viewers. Now we're approaching 500. So it's always a good idea as a live streams to give a little bit of 5-10 minute introduction to allow your audience to join and so that they're getting all of the good stuff. So that's one of the reasons why we do that, in case anybody was asking. Let's do some channel shout out. Dan, I will start first with the following people and include Xdog Gaming, Vanessa Burley, Challengers Junior, Apollo, our trusty moderator here as always, Hayden Flips, Smiley Jack, Liam Talks Football, and Red Panda, who's already dropped in there with 22 Norwegian Corona, as he always does. Thank you very much. And Dan, who are you going to say hello to this week?
I'm first going to say hello to all the moderators. Usually Travis has my back on this one, but he's not here right now. So I want to say hello to Bad Lori, Apple O. I want to say hello to Octorius. And there's been a couple of names. I think Karen is one of them. And then I see It's Light, by the way. I don't know if either of you are in, I don't know if Bad Lori's in Discord, but we've been kind of getting all the mods together, not only for special events, but just so we have a way to communicate with you. So if you have Discord, it'd be awesome if you jumped in there, pinged me with your channel name so I can verify you're the actual person who's moderating our YouTube channel, and we'll get you in there. But huge thanks to all of our moderators. And then I'll try to read some names real quick. We have Reba, It's Sean, Waxy's World, Joe Brain Bridge, Yeet Grenades, Video Game Weekend, and Amer.
I think that might be the best selection of channel shoutouts you've done so far, Dan. I'm going to give you like a top thumbs up there. Well done to you, sir.
Thank you. Oh, Cal's here too. Sorry, the moderator, Cal.
Oh, he's managed to squeeze another one in there as well. All right, let's get down to business, folks. Welcome to the vidIQ weekly channel audit live stream. If you are a regular here, then you'll want to start creating your tweets, because you all know what that means. The memes of a week. That's where you saw all of the tweets from last week. So start creating them, and you may be selected for a channel audit. If you are brand new, however, though, this is how we do channel audits every single week. vidIQ channel audits are all about helping you become better YouTubers. To submit your channel for possible review, in the video description of this live stream, there is a link that will take you to this simple form. Fill it out, and prior to the stream, we will pick out several channels for review. Channel audits are free. We offer them as part of the vidIQ YouTube service, and we can't be bribed. While super chats are always welcome, they will not buy you a channel audit. We do not want to create a financial barrier to this weekly community get-together. The live chat exists so that you can all converse with the community. Don't ask for channel audits. During a live stream, the hosts don't have time to read them, and moderators will put you in timeout. And speaking of moderators, I wanted to personally thank each and every one of you for supporting us every single week to make sure that this show gets up and running. It really is appreciated. We get hundreds of submissions every single week, and unfortunately we can't audit every channel. To ensure your channel has a fair chance each week, we purge the list, and after we audit pre-selected channels, we randomly choose which channels get audited. We only have so much time in a day to audit your channels, but if you download the vidIQ extension, our 24/7 channel audit tool will offer you tailored advice specific to your YouTube channel. If you haven't already done so, download vidIQ for free today. A link is in the video description. If you submit your channel, expect constructive criticism. We assume you want to grow your audience on YouTube, and that is what our advice is based on. Appreciate that we are viewing your channel for the first time. If we get something wrong, we didn't do it on purpose. It may be that your messaging and branding isn't doing the job it's supposed to do. And make sure to listen to the advice we give to all channels, not just yours. Test everything. Some strategies will work better for some channels, whilst it won't work for some channels at all. Always review the data YouTube gives you and then test again. We always appreciate it when you click on the thumbs up button. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you know when we next go live. And do us a favour, folks, if you do find this live stream useful, share it with at least one other video creator who you think could benefit from our advice. Are you ready? Let's do this. And that, in a nutshell, is how all of this works every single week. Bit of house cleaning then before we get into the channel audits. I want to say thank you to the following super chats that include Sweet Carp with the $2 there. As you've just seen in our intro, we don't audit channels based off of super chats because we don't want to create a financial barrier, but hopefully you've submitted your channel into the form so you may get picked. As we said, McRed Panda already shoving 22 knocks our way as usual. We appreciate that. And Blade Runner with the £2 there, saying thank you, and hopefully that we are inspiring and helping all of you to create your channels. With all that being said, Dan, can you just confirm that you can see my screen?
I can. Can I be a diva for a minute?
Go on then. What are we divaing about?
I imagine Travis's will be like this too. My little box, my windows, half my face is cut.
I see. There we go. Right, hang on. There we go. You were chopped off at the bottom there. All right, that should be fixed now. You should be on screen. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me on that one. All right. So we're 10 minutes into this, and we appreciate this being quite a long intro, but don't worry. For the next hour and a half longer, we will be auditing your channels, and it's all about you. So let's start with some tweets. What we do is every single week on a Monday we post out an image, and you get the opportunity to do something funky with the photoshopping here. And I kind of gave you a home run this week by just showing you the vidIQ subscriber 500,000 belt, and we had lots of superb entries in there. Some were interesting. There's one of you and I, Dan, there, and another one here of I think that's is that from Raging Bull? Somebody really putting in the work there on that one, and then Leron also making a guest appearance as he often does. Savage, I'm sure, will be feel fantastic that he's now been turned into Goldberg. Now, usually I would say this would win because the amount of work that went into this one is incredible, including that little work down there with slicing the belt in two. However, Grumpy Duck VR, we've audited your channel, I think, quite a few times. Dan, that's the one with the VR stuff. I know we've already audited that channel a couple of times, so we don't want to audit channels over and over again, but thank you for the awesome tweet, and that will be in the memes of the week, no doubt. Some more here. Again, I'm sure Savage will appreciate that one. But the winner this week was, how could I not say that this one isn't the winner? Sticking my head on John Cena and actually doing a little bit with a belt there as well, making it dangle there so you can't see me.
Are you trying to tell me that's not your body?
Oh, hello, Travis. Welcome. You joined us a little early here. Thank you very much. Well, it used to be a couple of years ago, but I've let myself. I'm out of shape a little bit. No. Anyway, that was the winner of our Photoshop battles, and we will be looking at more tweets later on. Hashtag channel audits. We'll show you here that you put hashtag channel audits, submit your tweet, and you may be selected.
On there.
So we've already got some going on here. Yeah, and again, Leron making a guest appearance, but there's more coming in, including that one, which is interesting. Anyway, the winner, I'm going ahead of myself here. The winner here of the Photoshop battle was this one. And it is Tom Tube who submitted this tweet. So, Travis, Dan, I'm going to let you take on this one because I've been talking for a little too long and I need to hydrate myself. So what are we looking at here with Tom Tube?
Oh, cool. So parts of this have to do with magic, which is great. Used to be a magician myself, but then like some of it doesn't. So there's some magic stuff. Then there's a Nutella thing, and then tasting the strawberry in salt water. I didn't even know that was a challenge. I don't want to be a part of that. Sea creatures. Yeah, so it's all over the place. So this is one of those channels that when we go through the list beforehand and it says what type of video content do you do? Yeah. And they're like variety. I instantly am like, because you just know there's a retro arcade thing there. Like the problem with this channel is, and people hear niche all the time. Like, well, I don't really want a niche. Well, here's the problem. I actually do like retro arcade stuff. So let's say I saw that video and I also like magic stuff. Maybe I saw the retro arcade one. I click it. I like it. And I wait for your next retro arcade one, which was that Game Boy. Cool. I'm in. And then Quake. Okay. Kind of retro. Okay. Now we're talking about a Pooter Tutor. I don't even know what that is. A Pooter tutorial. It says the little Tutor Pooter.
Yeah, I can see that. Tutor Pooter. That should be somebody's channel name, I think.
I think it should be. And then I'm not interested, so I don't watch that. And how to make my own McDonald's breakfast sandwich. Maybe I don't want to watch that. And then I'm not watching anymore.
Yeah.
And that's bad for you because not only you're not getting the views, you're no longer getting the watch time, and YouTube doesn't even know who to serve this out to anymore. So you really need to find something that you're really passionate about and do a good job of getting people to watch it. Otherwise you're all over the place and then it's hard to know what your value proposition is.
I will quickly add before Dan, if you want to chime in, this channel started a month ago. So I think let's give him a little bit of leeway in terms of experimenting right now, Travis, finding what's working. I mean, you're absolutely right about all of the things about eventually finding a niche superpower, but I think they've certainly got passion for creating content, given how much they've created. And one of the simple things we would probably do at this point is sort by most popular and say, hey, is there a theme that's working for you here? Is it tech or is it challenges? The first video that you made of a review of a microphone, that is clearly the outlier right now. Is there more that can be done there? But yeah, any thoughts from you, Dan?
I think you guys pretty much covered it. I would like to see kind of a focus. I think a lot of testing is being done right now.
Yeah,
definitely
seems to be that way.
Effort's been put into thumbnails. I bet you the content is really not half bad. It's just, after this much testing, it's time to kind of, start to feel out what you want the channel to actually end up being about in the end.
And to finish off with, I would say, generally, thumbnails, a lot less text on most of these thumbnails. For example, the remote control booklight, which has no text, that for me is really quite striking. It's a really nice image to look at. Whereas something where it's the 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time, what does it mean? There's maybe a bit too much text there. But that is Tom Tube who submitted the tweet. And now we will jump to the first channel that's submitted in our audit list, which is currently running at 844 submissions right now. But the very first person who submitted this week was... Let's see, how do I pronounce this? Mateo, baby. Mateo. There we go. You've got to say it with that type of, I don't know.
Whatever it was.
Just say it again, Travis.
It's been a long week.
That type of riff in your voice. Anyway, Mario. It makes complete sense when you try and say it like that. Anyway, Dan. Gaming channel, the first of probably many this week. What do you think here? Given the channel banner, lots of games. Given the thumbnails, lots of games. We're probably going to be talking about a similar theme here.
Yeah. That theme tends to be, we like to tell people to stick to one game or at the very least one genre of game. And I will be honest, some of these I've just never seen before, so they could all be in kind of the same realm. So forgive any general advice that you do feel like you're following. But like horror games, for example, that's a pretty broad genre that tends to do pretty well. People like to see the creator. They can really connect with the creator being, scared to death on camera, which is always fun. But then I'm seeing some other, like there's a survival game in there, and that doesn't really that doesn't really sit in the same realm as horror. So that's a different audience right there. It actually did pretty well. 218 views. Tough survival game. Gone survival gameplay. I've actually never heard of that one. But yeah,
I'm just looking. It seems to be the theme. Oh, but mind you, this one gets 600 views. So we keep having outliers. Like one gets 600 views, and the next one gets 9 views, then 200 views, 300 views, then 20 views, 200. So the view counts are all over the place, which is telling us that YouTube's not serving certain content to the right audience, or the audience that's already subscribed to the channel wants horror, definitely, or something else.
I think that my advice for channels who insist on being variety channels, and I do have some advice for you. I know you'll be like, oh great, let me guess, play one game. Not really. Play one game for a while, and build that audience, because every time you switch games, even if it's a game that's in the same genre, you will have attrition. People will drop off, but you will slowly build that audience more and more, because people will just connect with you. And if you're okay with that attrition, if that's something you're all right with, you can go that route. It just takes longer to grow. And wow, okay, so these car games here, Automobilista, this did pretty well 2 months ago.
Automobilista,
yeah, it's a cool. I think it's a an old Nintendo game, I believe. At least the original one was. I don't know about that one specifically. Cool.
So that could have been, you could have done like 10 videos. Like what I would look for, since you were getting 1,000 views pretty much every one of those, I would have done as many as you could until you just couldn't stand it anymore, and or those views just naturally started to dip as interest in the game kind of waned. And that's about a good time, in my opinion, to pivot when you're a variety gaming channel.
I think we got a new t-shirt idea there. Make videos on a topic until you can't stand them anymore. That sounds like
that's the theme for gaming. That's how it can be sometimes.
It certainly can be. Yeah. Thumbnails, I think, are pretty good though. I think they're almost right. That they're going in the right direction. Yeah. Text is used sparingly. Maybe it needs a bit more use on it, but thumbnail wise, I think we'd be satisfied with these, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I love the killing zombies one. That one stands out a lot to me.
Yeah,
the latest one feels a little busy, but I do like that you are cutting characters out, making them glow, making them pop up the thumbnail. That's the kind of thing you want to be doing. I think they're really close.
Moving on, the next channel is going to be the Hard Waron Zone. Have I pronounced that right? I'm not entirely sure. Who picked this? Was it Dan?
I think I picked this one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, since you picked it, Dan, I'll let Travis tackle it.
I just like some of the names that are in the chat. We have some really cool names. There's like an electric napkin and a French donut, and there's just some really cool names.
Love stuff like that.
We're gonna have to make a random channel generator name tool, aren't we?
Totally, because
I think it's time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
It's like I don't know, like noun, color, adjective. So brown cloth fast or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, you look at the Hard Waron Zone, and I'm like, that's okay, but electric napkin, that's a heck of a name right there. But the other thing about that is I'll remember that name. So I just real quick side on the side. I keep talking about memorable names, and there's a guy that I now know, but I met in my local YouTube meetup, which, by the way, some places might actually have local YouTube meetups. And the very first time I heard his channel name, I never forgot it. Never once forgot it after that, because it's called Metal for Breakfast. And you just won't forget that name. And it's like, if you have a memorable name, that's half the battle. That's literally like half the battle. So think about that as you're making these names, the Hard Waron Zone. Anyway, so this is, I'm assuming, some type of tech-ish type channel, which is cool. That's pretty dope. How to extract text from an image. There's Alexa things, which is great. If this and that. DuckDuckGo browser. So there's a lot of cool stuff that people will get some value out of, but I'm just unsure if some of these thumbnails will be the thing that they will click over. Well, for example, the DuckDuckGo actually probably is a good thumbnail because it's super plain. It's the logo of the DuckDuckGo. Like, you kind of know what you're getting into. And the Twitch one is actually not too bad either versus Facebook Gaming. Super simple. I think that's great. But then some of these are kind of like the remove background one is the weird color where you can hardly read the text. And then how to move to context menu in Windows 10. I'm not sure what's going on there. So there's definitely, actually, they're using Canva. I just realized they're using Canva for some of these, which is fine. I use Canva. Mm-hmm. But there are some templates you can use that just all you got to do is plop in your images, and it looks like sometimes you do that and they're perfect. And then there's other times where it looks like you're doing too much. There's black text on like a kind of a darkish blue thing. I can't even read half that stuff. So definitely consider, before you release a video or before you even start to work on the thumbnail, search for whatever your keyword phrase is. Of course, you can use our tool. We'll show you, we can show you that. And look at what the thumbnail style is for that particular search term and try to match it. But I think that the value proposition is obvious. It's tech. It's how to do different things. It looks like to do with your computer, like auto tweets and stuff like that, and customize your mouse pointer and stuff. So I get that. But I feel like the thumbnails are going to let down people who are looking at this.
That's a nice segue, Travis, because I have loaded up the tool that we were going to talk about here. So it's been live for a while now, but we're actively pushing this more now. This is the thumbnail preview tool, whereby you can create thumbnails, titles, but you're never quite sure how they're going to compare to others until you launch it. But this tool gives you the opportunity to see how you might compare against channels that you're trying to compete with for a certain tool. So, for example, we've uploaded this video. It's not live yet. It is about a question that we often get asked, which is, if I've got copyright claims on my channel, can I still apply for the YouTube Partner Program monetization? So I'm going to do a fairly simple one here. I'm going to just type in copyright monetization. I might think a little bit more about this if I wanted to really rank it, but I'll click get results. And what this is going to do now is show you all of the videos that are already ranking for this search term, copyright monetization, and then it plops your video in the middle of these search terms to see how do they compare. And I don't know, Dan, Travis, do you think ours sticks out against the other ones here?
I do.
I think ours is totally awesome.
So I think we've done a good job there, but that's what the opportunity for you to do it. And again, this is before the video goes live, so you're comparing yourself against the best before it goes live. And also you can just compare it to like general home screen. So this might be how it randomly appears against others. Do you think it sticks out? And I think we're doing a generally good job there. So that is the thumbnail preview tool, which is this button here, or this button here. So when you upload a video or go to the video details page with vidIQ installed, it's there ready for you to use. And I think you get a couple of free uses with it as well if you are not a paid user of vidIQ. So thank you very much there, Travis, for reminding me of that tool. And then Dan, since you picked this channel, is there anything you would like to add to Travis's sage words before we move on?
Yes. A couple things I noticed for this channel. I agree completely on the thumbnail comments. There's a few missed opportunities, because I was wondering why some of these didn't get more views, because they seem really valuable. If you were to type if this then that IFTTT into search, the first auto complete is tutorial, which seems to be missing from that title.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a very valuable thing to have in a lot of these. Anything you're teaching someone to do, really utilize that word, because people put that word after everything. So in the case of that, if this then that would be a perfect example of a better title. And I think your titles are just so close, but they're like how to extract text from an image. I love how to, but I would have tried Python tutorial, how to extract text from an image, because Python tutorial is going to be a lot stronger, I think.
Beautiful. All right, that is the hard war on zone, and we'll move on to the next channel, which is SciTech 387. You've just cracked 300 subscribers, I think, and your value proposition is to understand the world we live in. Now, how I understand this is that I believe that you're creating custom animations for all of these things that you're answering, such as sonic booms and like why electricity's slow, or like these interesting questions that you're raising in these thumbnails, and they're quite unique and I like them. And so I was just wondering if you could maybe include that a bit more in the value proposition, that it's understanding the world we live in through animation, or another funky value proposition might help you there. Looking at your consistency, you took a big break here. So you were making videos over a year ago, haven't made anything for 10 months, and then you've just come back into it. So we have to understand that there may be a little bit of catch-up that you have to do. You've lost your momentum a bit, but the momentum looked really strong a year ago. Look at this, 2,000 views, 1,500 views, nearly 1,000 views, nearly 5,000 views for a channel with 300 subscribers. You're definitely onto something. but you just need to do that thing that we all push, which is consistency and giving YouTube more content and feeding your audience with more stuff. Travis, what do you think of this one?
I want to watch some of these videos.
Yeah, I'll let one play without any sound in the background just to give you an idea of what's going on here.
And that really says a lot. Like, it conceptually is a great themed channel, which to me is half the battle. The rest is like thumbnail and first of all, channel name. Like, how am I going to remember this channel name? You need a really slick channel name, because this channel could do very well. As a matter of fact, for as well as it's done, it could have done better. You need to get a better YouTube channel name. We need to get some thumbnails that may be slightly better, and definitely get your channel banner looking a lot better, because you are doing some cool content. This is really educationally cool content that I think could get a lot of views.
I was just about to say, it looked like it was explaining things in a really simple way, and then
whoa. but by the same token, I want to see if maybe does it go both ways? Is there like an easy? Is it really all complicated, or like the surviving an elevator if you jump? I've always wanted to know that. Like, so I love some of the walking around the rain. That's from a Mythbusters episode. Some really cool things in here from a topic standpoint. And I like that you're showing that they're animated just by the thumbnail, but I think things like the name of your channel are holding you back. I don't know. I really like a lot about this channel. It's just
we want to see where this channel is going to go, don't we? We think there's a good foundation in place, tweaks with the value proposition, more content especially. I assume, given that it all looks like it's custom animation, it takes a while to make that content. I appreciate, but yeah, I think this is one of those where I kind of want to give it a confetti of joy, just for the sheer passion, and it's something new. We don't often see something completely new, and if science and animation in a cartoon fashion, that's something that I haven't really seen before on YouTube. Dan, I'll give you some final thoughts on this one.
I mean, I second everything. Honestly, I would love to see more content. I think they're doing a lot of cool things. I love the use of arrows in the latest thumbnail, for example.
Yeah.
And it just, there's so much potential here, but it's going to take a little more consistency. And with animation, that can be really, really tough, but it'll pay off for sure.
Yeah, I'm really, just by the way, there's very few channels where there's literally multiple videos that I want to watch.
Yeah,
there are multiple videos here I want to watch, and I guarantee you I'll never find them because I will not remember the name of this channel. You need to change the name of the channel.
Good point. Wow, look at that. That one's just so striking, that one.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's
really nice thumbnails. Really good work there. Nice work.
Yep.
Let's jump into... Oh, well, hang on. We're getting some super chats here. So let's quickly deal with super chats first. Uh-oh. Come on. There we are. My screen's working again. Right. Who are all the super chats coming from here? Well, we've got a lot in here. So we got one from Tesco on Roblox. That is a funny channel name. Hello to you. Jacques Porcheron 004. Thank you for your super chat. Swish Splash. Brandon Bug Eater with multiples there. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. BW2. I paid for your tool, but I can't rank my videos. Okay, so just by buying our tool doesn't mean that you're automatically going to rank. You need to use the tool effectively, and check out especially Leron's webinar to guide you through, and also the keyword research videos that we have on the topic as well. And Stories with Jesse for $2 there. I'll be able to read out your message very, very soon when we have more submissions, if we have any more. Let's go to the tweets then. So I'm going to try and find some amusing images. What we do here is these are our like thumbnail swipe stoppers. We're going to scroll down when we find something funny and entertaining, as Travis already has done, it looks like. Then we pick that channel for review. So McRed Panda seems to be our memer in residence here. I mean, just make of that what you will. I don't know where that one's going, but obviously we've audited McRed Panda's channel many times, so we don't need to do it again. Savage, that's a good one.
Yeah, Savage.
Good. Me after getting Savage. That's a popular one. What was going on here? That just freaked me out, that one.
The mask over top of the belt. That's kind of funny.
And yeah, we see that one a
That's a good
lot.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. So, and another gaming review.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you,
That's a good
thank you for that one. And yeah, we had this one right at the top of the stream. Recipes for Savage. I don't really get that one, but Travis, I think I'm going to let you pick the first one for this. What we going with? Was it the
I like the I like a couple of them. So we've seen Grumpy Duck VR.
Yeah, it's all repeat offenders when it comes to the memes right now.
Right, they're really good at it. Keep scrolling down. I like the vidIQ. That one's pretty funny.
This one, okay. So Mitch Jones 680. By the way, we do really appreciate it if you send memes in when you've already been audited. But for to make sure that at least some new people from the 947 Summit, we don't want to re-audit channels. So yeah, I hope you don't take that personally, that we're not auditing channels we've already looked at. So Pack Alert, YouTube, is a Fortnite channel with Mass Effect stuff at the top, it looks like here. Dan. Anyway, 124 subscribers. A couple of videos here which are getting as many views as subscribers, so there's some breakouts there. But here, that's really interesting, isn't it? Look at this. These 3 videos here, which all include 20 in there. One's, I don't know why one says top 10, but like all of these are about maps. Yeah. And they do, like when they've had like a certain theme, the channel does a lot better than when it looks as if they're doing slightly more random stuff, especially like how to add a thumbnail on a YouTube video on an iPhone. When the last 3 videos were about Fortnite maps, what is your audience telling you about your channel there?
Yeah. This is, I've done this test myself with games before where you do a top 5, top 10, top whatever in an otherwise very popular game. And those videos tend to do really well because when you have a game with a lot of content, people are always kind of trying to pick out original ideas or the best ideas or whatever. So if you can show the top 10 guns, the top 10 maps, the top number thing, like seems to be a recipe for success, especially in gaming, just games with lots and lots of content. So do more of that, but I understand that you have other interests because I was there too. I would say that you should mix those in as much as you can, maybe once a week, once a month, depending on the flow of your content. Those are going to help grow your channel. Use those opportunities to tell people, hey, just to remind you, you can subscribe. I do these other things. And that is how you can build an audience. This can be a strategy. It's kind of a long-term strategy, but this can definitely build your channel if you do more of that. Looking just at your channel overall, though, I'm gonna go with Travis's theme that I feel like you've set this theme for us today of names. Pack Alert YouTube. It kind of sticks in your head a little bit, but I would never think to use 2 L's in alert when I'm typing your name into search, trying to remember who was that Fortnite guy with the top 20 videos. I do think that a more memorable name for gamers is just as important as someone with an educational channel. So keep that in mind for sure.
What about Fort Maps?
Fort Maps.
Fort Maps. There you go.
Yeah,
I've sorted by most popular here because look, like the top 5 of the top 6 videos are all map themed. Yeah. And I'm with you, Dan, in that sense of these are listicles, but I guess you could do listicles, but just not on maps, maybe on guns or like skins or characters if you want to do a bit of variety in the content. But absolutely, I mean, if you look at what you want to be experimenting with right now with your audience, it's these map listicle types of videos.
Yeah, and they can be a lot more work. It's a lot more to sit there and get all this footage. You got to visit each map. You got to find points of interest in it. But this is the stuff that grows your channel. It's high value, and you start to, it puts you in front of more people. It's an opportunity to introduce yourself to them, and hopefully they'll come back for your more just let's play content, the stuff of just you playing the game and having a good time. Everyone has to start somewhere. So there's a strategy there for you. And other than that, just other than your name too, your channel banner being Mass Effect doesn't make a whole lot of sense to us. And I would try and get your channel tied together under one theme, whether that's the shooting genre or just Fortnite or just whatever it is, because I didn't see one Mass Effect video in there.
All right, the tweets are starting to come in. I love that one. We'll come back to the tweets in 15-20 minutes. That's an interesting one as well. But anyway, we'll come back to the tweets. They're starting to come in thick and fast. So yeah, if you want to try and get picked through the tweets, we will do that. But let's go back to the pre-selected ones for now. And the next one is Craft Art Paper. Yeah, closing in on 1,000 subscribers. Travis, I think you picked this one. So Dan, I'll let you kick us off.
Okay. Well, your banner struck me immediately. I just really like it. I don't know what it is, because your thumbnails, in terms of just their style, are far above the quality. But for some reason, I think the banner works, and it's really, really nice. Craft Art Paper, memorable name. I like that. And just scroll down a little bit. I really like these thumbnails. Wow, you're teaching people to make masks too. That's really cool, and that kind of fits the theme as well. That's a really good idea. I'm kind of taken by this channel. This is really nice. 100 to 200 views per video. Seems a lot of regular content. I wonder why. I would expect some more views, given that you're almost 1,000 subscribers. Not too many. You're not doing bad. But I'm asking more questions than giving more answers.
I guess one thing I would ask is, it feels to me like this is an origami channel.
Yeah.
And so is it a bit, do you need to maybe move away a little bit from crafts and arts, which is kind of like a broader topic, and focus on the origami aspect? I don't know. Again, I'm asking a question there, but it feels like when you look at the channel banner, it feels like it's a crafts for all people type of thing, and then as soon as you get into the thumbnails, it's actually about the art of origami, which is great. Travis, I'm going to let you wade in now, I think.
I wonder if crafts are bigger at one time on this channel.
I chose this just because I think I like the idea behind it. Like, I think paper craft art stuff is interesting. I can't do anything with paper, but barely even write on it. So this sort of thing is always kind of like, the best thing I've ever been able to make out of paper is an airplane, and it wasn't even that good. Kind of crashed and I threw it. So I'm kind of like overwhelmed by cool stuff like this pretty easily. I'm pretty easily like entertained by this stuff. Like when I saw the No-So paper towel face mask, I'm like, okay, this channel's getting an audit, because that is such a cool idea. This is where you think about like what's going on in the world, because I talk about this a lot. What's going on in the world, and how does my niche attach itself to it? How can I make my niche and put my niche in front of that crowd of people? And as you notice, it's got like the most views of any video in quite a while. So that was really smart to do. I like the colors. I think the funny thing is like if their paper products are good, especially at the end, putting that more in the forefront rather than the kind of the plain background, like the DIY desk organizer would probably look better if you saw it on a desk rather than on the blue background. So some of these other ones, I think the origami swan is cool looking. That's great, but make it even bigger. I feel like they're almost being, they need to be bigger. They just need to be bigger. I think the imagery is cool. The value proposition is super cool. But make it more the hero. Like that paper mask one it's obviously like the hero of the picture. Some of these are just so small that I'm like, I just want to see more of it.
I'm with you in terms of looking for current trends within the crafts, because a lot of these are a little bit generic in like, I can probably search on YouTube and find 1,000 origami dragonflies or flowers. But how many origami or / paper face masks do I find? And then we go back to this time and culture, whether there's a film being released at a certain time. Like, could you make a Captain American shield out of origami? I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's the type of really unique thing that's going to set you apart from your audience. So, yeah, and like you were saying, the desk organizer, when might you do that? When people are going back to school, and like theme it or title it in that way, so you're touching an audience rather than, I think, paper box, paper ball, dragonfly. Okay, there's probably, I'm not saying that the content's not really good, and I'll get to know how to do that by the end of it, but this probably exists already on YouTube in many different facets. So how can you separate yourself? And it's with these think trending stories or cultural things that less videos that are on YouTube to compete with. And I just have one more question. What do you think about the thumbnails? Do you think they're better up here? Mm-hmm. Or I just went down here and I thought, I kind of like these thumbnails a little bit.
I do too.
I feel like the newest ones have a bit of quality that these ones are missing, but I do like the clarity of the older ones, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think maybe what I don't like about the more recent ones is that the text is dominating a little too much and it changes every thumbnail. Whereas on this one, the text isn't. It's still a bit meh. Sorry, I know in terms of auditing, meh isn't really a good way of quantifying something, but I think it's less distracting, and especially in the watermelon one, I'm seeing like the payoff there more. But that was just a thought as well, generally on the thumbnail style, because you're doing a lot of experimentation. I can see it, like you're changing things up all of the time, seeing which is going to work best. And hey, look at this. If you look back to 10 months ago, you were getting like less than 10 views or a couple of dozen views. Now you're into like the low hundreds, which is good to see. Your channel is growing progressively. So well done to you, Craft Art Paper. And the next channel we're going to look at is Tech Winder, I think. And Travis, again, this is one I think you picked, I think. So I'm going to actually let you lead with this one.
Yeah, so I checked into this because I thought it was kind of cool. It's obviously a younger creator trying to get a tech channel going, which is obviously in my particular niche. And there's some good and some some areas of improvement here. So I think the one thing that makes this channel interesting and maybe something that the creator should think about is all the titles and everything are in English, but the content is not. So and then while I understand in different countries, you can speak English and that sort of thing, the thing I'd always be concerned with is if someone who is an English speaker and does not speak any other language clicks on this, finds that they don't understand what's going on, and then clicks off, you've then kind of ruined your average view duration. So I think if you're speaking in a different language, it's my opinion that everything about the metadata should be in that language as well. Up to you, but something to consider. I like some of the things that this creator is going after, some of the topics, but thumbnail styles we need to go to school for that. I think, first of all, it's a month old.
I know there's a lot of content here. The creator is certainly passionate about their content, so it's great to see the volume you've done so far.
That's more content than I think I've done in 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely,
it's a crazy amount of videos. Anyway, so the cool thing about that is this content creator will learn quickly, because as they do more and more content, they'll be able to see what works and what doesn't. But definitely,
hold it right there. This is a really good discussion I want to have. And now I'm just going to interject here, but Dan and Travis, I want you to add a little bit as well. Quantity versus quality. We always talk about this, and I've argued very recently in a video that I think, to begin with, there's more value to be placed on quantity than there is quality. Now, let me say, you always want your videos to be of a high quality. There's no doubt about that. But there comes a point where maybe you can make a video that's, in your mind, an 8 out of 10, but you could push it to 10 out of 10. But to get the extra quality is going to take so much time and effort. And you may learn things, there's no question about that as well. But do you put it into getting that 10 out of 10 video, or do you make another video which is 8 out of 10? So you've either got 2 8 out of 10 videos or 1 10 out of 10 video. And I think, to begin with, as a creator, as you're learning the YouTube process, I think there is certainly an argument for having a bit more quantity to begin with, and especially when it's quantity versus quality versus time. If you need to get a time sensitive piece of content out, that there is value there. And I feel this creator is going a bit along the quantity side to begin with. Dan, Travis, what do you think about that?
I think that you're onto something for sure, because as you make the lower quality videos, that, to me, that's always been about editing. There's infinite opportunities to make a video good or bad based on editing. You're going to learn more about editing your videos, even making the lower quality stuff. So use this time to kind of learn YouTube, learn about yourself, learn about your content, and learn about video editing. And eventually they'll just naturally kind of get better. But I agree with you. I think, especially for time sensitive stuff, it can be quantity over quality. I would just stress that some folks take that to the extreme and they do videos every single day, or sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And you don't want to get into that territory either, because you're setting yourself up to kind of like follow that flow and burn yourself out way faster than you needed to.
And then Travis, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well.
Yeah, I think I advocate for this for newer creators. Getting enough, it's a number. YouTube is at the end of the day is a numbers game. The more videos you have, the more opportunity you have for something to go well. And inevitably, and I think a lot of creators who've done this for a while can tell you, their biggest videos aren't necessarily their favorite. And a lot of times you look back at those and you go, man, I can do that so much better now. And I can definitely say that for me. So yeah, definitely. I mean, don't put out something that's just not good.
No.
Yeah, but there should be a moment where you're like, okay, it's good enough. Put it out, get to the next one. Learn, grow, analyze, adjust. I think that's 100% correct. If you spend too much time getting in analysis paralysis, you're just never going to put anything out. So yeah.
How many times have we as creators invested so much time, energy, and emotion into something thinking this is going to be one that does really well, and then it disappoints you, and then there's another video that you just do off the cuff, like you've just got a few spare hours, and then you find out it's like one of your most popular videos. And I advocate that as well, where you should, I think that's one of the reasons why I never throw absolutely everything into one video, because I don't want to become too emotionally attached to something, so that if it does fail, then it's like it just really drags me down in that sense. Back to this channel, Travis, what I notice here is, and I think, in terms of quantity, they may be doing one video too many right now, because like there's 2 videos here which are in the space of a day of each other. So maybe, let's say you're doing like 7 videos a week, maybe you want to do 6 videos a week. And I also notice in these plan type of videos where we're just focusing on a plan for a phone, they're actually getting some traction, whereas everything else right now is getting no views or less than 10 views. So I think there's already, through trial and error, they're starting to notice a little niche here.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one then for a tech winder. And what we've done actually this week is we've chosen less pre-selected channels, because we realised we were getting an hour and a half into the channel audits and then not having a chance to go into our random. So that's what we're going to start doing now. We're a little early on this, but I'm absolutely fine to start doing this. And this is how this section of the channel audits works. We have over 1,000 submissions already on the channel, which is fantastic. As always, appreciated very much. So I'm going to put 1,010 in. I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway here. And then, where do I go? I'm going to let Dan tell me when to start picking the claw.
There.
All right, there we go. The first number that we pick out is 513. You can't get more in the middle and random than that on this. So I get the channel name, and then this is where Travis can sit back and relax, because we'll be picking a multitude of gaming channels here. And the first one is TDTTV Broski YT. Okay, what have we got here, Dan? A younger creator, it looks like here.
Yes.
And let's see what we've got.
So it looks like we need to give you all the advice we gave earlier throughout the day.
Certainly do. Yep.
So first of all, your banner is very busy. It doesn't really explain a whole lot about what your channel is going to be about. Your name is kind of not memorable.
Long, I would say. Too many syllables.
Yeah, too many syllables. Not very memorable. Be the next electric napkin, as we like to say.
That's a t-shirt as well, isn't it?
And then it looks like a mix of vlogs and gaming. And when you start a gaming channel, I've seen this happen over and over, where creators feel like, okay, I'm going to do a few gaming videos. All right, now I'm just going to do a random video. I'm going to the store today and I'm going to buy this thing. It's going to be fun to take people with me. That's a really good thing to do for another social media platform. Like if you're getting people to follow you on Twitter, maybe you can, stream it or live tweet that or something. But you want your YouTube channel to remain a little more on topic. And I'm seeing a lot of mixing of what's going on here with your channel. It looks like Fortnite videos, and then something about an Xbox controller, something that looks like a challenge happening about 3 days ago. A lot of content too. Now I look at that.
Yeah,
doing a lot of content. And this is a great example. We were just talking about quality over quantity. You do want to take quality into account. If you are a Fortnite channel, if you're giving people tips in Fortnite, you're going to dilute that by going to quantity and taking people on random journeys that don't have anything to do with Fortnite. So pick a focus for your channel. Step number 1, custom thumbnails. Step number 2, I would definitely look into titling structure. If you're going to answer someone's question, see how it's been answered before. Search for things as if you're the viewer and kind of learn about your audience from there. But very passionate about creating, which is for sure. And we would be excited to see you kind of evolve.
And close to 50 subscribers as well. Yeah. I think that you've just brought that into really good context there, Dan, the argument of quality versus quantity. And this is a channel that's probably gone too far the quantity side right now, and they just maybe need to spend a little bit more time. Like instead of making another video, spend the time spend that time making a really good thumbnail for your previous video, because right now they are a little bit freeze frame or text that you can't read on thumbnails. So that would be, it looks as if you're putting like 5% of your effort into thumbnails right now. So that's where you could redistribute your time a little more effectively. Okay, I've heard some more super chats come in. So if my screen wants to work. Come on, it's not my internet, isn't it? No. Okay, we got some more super chats coming in here. Let's see what we had. There's quite a few have come in here. Well, thank you for all of the super chats, guys. Really do appreciate it. I'm trying to read out as all that I can. Where had we got to? Stories with Jesse. Yep, we want all of you to grow as much as you can. Crypto Grounds, PogChamp, $2. I don't know what that means, but
it's a Twitch thing, I think. All
right, I'm going to nominate myself a PogChamp for this live stream. Catastrophic Carrots, there we go. That is a username and a half. We love that. You've got an amazing username, Catastrophic Carrots. I have no idea what your channel's about, but I'm not going to forget that. Brandon Bug Eater, if you like Fear Factor content, that's what he does. Stories with Jesse with a winky emoji, and Beggy Beg Beg. I really love the advice you give, the tools you offer, and I just want to say thanks. You're more than welcome, Beggy Beg Beg.
Beggy Beg Beg.
Republic of Creators sending a super chat just a thanks. Yeah, thank you very much for all of your super chats. We do appreciate them. But just to remind you that they don't guarantee you a review. Let's choose the next one. I'm going to give you the control of the claw this time, Travis.
And go. Right over the blue, baby. Let's get the blue.
All right, 92. 92 is this one, and has it changed? I think it has. And we have perhaps the most generic channel name ever.
Just gonna say that.
Gameplays.
Oh, and we're invested in this name too. It is the banner. It's the logo. Gameplays. I'm gonna break your heart, but that's a very generic name. It's not a bad name. It's just that it's going to get you. If we search for that exact name, how many channels pop up? I'm wondering.
Let's do it. Let's test. Gameplays. Okay, I'm gonna have to sort by channels.
You got to compete with that person right there. 100,000 subscribers almost.
Yeah. Oh, actually. Now that might be influenced by our search.
Yes.
But, there's a stream of gameplays channels out there.
Yeah. Keep that in mind. It might not seem like a big deal to you, but growing an audience is all about, having them remember who you are and where to find you. And even channels I've subscribed to, sometimes it's faster for me to type their name in than it is to check my subscription feed. So it's really important to have a solid name. Okay, moving on to your content, though. It looks like Planet Zoo. You've been invested in Planet Zoo for a while here. And I like these thumbnails, some more than others. I like that you've taken the in-game camera and you've zoomed in on animals. We got things going on. New grizzly bear. You've zoomed in on the grizzly bear. So you've tied the thumbnail to the title. I love stuff like that. The thing I like to tell people, and Zoo Tycoon, very similar. Same niche, but different game. So awesome. You're doing all that stuff right. I always like to tell people to avoid episode titles, but if you have to use them, if you feel like there's no way I can avoid putting them somewhere, put them at the very end of your title. Don't take over your thumbnail with them because you're diluting the value. Something happened in that video that was really cool, and you could make that the theme of the video by putting it in the thumbnail in some way. Like, new grizzly bear could have even been supplemental text in the thumbnail rather than episode 15, or maybe they added different types of bears and grizzly bear was just one of them. And you could say like 4 new breeds of, bears added. I'm not an animal expert. I apologize, but there's so much potential here. And I think you're just so close. The only other thing I would say is when you're covering games like this that get a lot of updates, make time for those updates. Try to keep up with what's going on in the game's community. Planet Zoo has a big community. You can go in there. You can try and figure out if someone's making mods. I don't know if it has mod support, but I think it does. Cover those mods because it's a very popular game and you have to compete with that too. So cover mods, cover updates. Those are things that are going to drive growth. And then when you do Let's Plays, try to focus less on the episode title and more on the value of that episode. What did you teach people? What's the cool thing that happened? And get me to click on it based on that.
So the next video we want to see is Planet Zoo. When is the 1.17 update coming out? That's an in live stream joke, by the way. If anybody really gets that. I would just say I think actually you probably do need the gaming logo in this, but I think it needs to be shrunk down quite a lot because it dominates the screen. I think we need to know that this is from Planet Zoo because otherwise you might be mistaken for any game. But yeah, I think make it smaller and but you're right, Dan, with the tutorials within this channel because I mean they've got 25 subscribers. Again, this is content from 3 weeks. Like all of this content you've smashed out here, which is great to see. And I'm just thinking, it looks as if you're going to be an animal/zoo type of channel. There are probably all sorts of channel names that you could come up with that are connected to zoo or animal gaming. I don't know why the first one that came into my head was like Gorilla Gamepads, but you could probably think of something much better and more inventive as a channel name. But yeah, I think separating yourself out as a unique creator is something that you probably want to do certainly in the next couple of months. Let's go to the claw again. I'm going to pick it this time. And my claw is going all over the place. But we're going to pick channel 728 here. And I hope for Travis's sake that we have a non-gaming channel. Oh, look at that, Travis. You've been rewarded with a tech channel.
Oh, it says tech. Oh.
Tech channel. Here we go. And it is Malik Arslan, I think. You do tech, news, tutorials, reviews, and more. And it looks like mobile.
Things do you do? You don't do more. Let's be serious. Don't put and more. Never put. And more means that you don't know what else you might want to cover. And that's not something that someone wants to watch. It's like, just say I do tech and news. Cool. I'll subscribe to that. And more, I'll never subscribe to. Okay. I like some of these thumbnails, though. I at least recently did a Redmi Note 10S video, actually, as a matter of fact, myself. But in a minute, what could you possibly be covering? All these things are like under 2 minutes. I don't understand. What is it you're covering in less than 2 minutes in tech?
Let's click on it. Again, the sound is muted, so we'll find out very quickly. I guess maybe... so he is having some camera stuff, and then I'm guessing he's using B-roll of like the image. So this is a creator who doesn't have a tech himself, but he's doing the best with what he has available, which is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. Side note:
most of my larger viewed videos, I don't actually have the product. I just talk about them.
Yeah. Well, I think this is interesting then. So let's just have a look at this, Travis. I'm sorry, we're going to use your channel as an example here because I think it's worth doing. Like all of these reviews or news on new phones, but the titles themselves, I think this is where the creator needs to up their game. They're not really sexy or intriguing, or they're creating a conflict or a conversation, are they? They're very much the run-of-the-mill titles. Whereas I think... and I think you do this very well, is you create conversation or arguments or like opinions, and I think that's how you differentiate yourself. Would that be right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's here? Literally. Yeah, I have to. I mean, there's times when I'm reporting on actual like news stuff, but generally speaking, I'm trying to invoke a feeling, or a question.
So like, this is America's favorite smartphone in 2020. This is the best-selling
one too.
Best-selling smartphone in 2020. But you have a question mark. So it's like, what is it? Is Travis going to be right with this? Before you switch from one phone to another. So you're creating these emotional trigger points, are you, to bring people into the content? Yeah.
I mean, I'd always have. So I do one of two things. I either put the product name in the title for SEO purposes, or if the product is not strong enough, sometimes I'll hide it behind like, this is the America's favorite smartphone in 2020 with a blurred out image.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, we're not trying to tell you that this is exactly the way you go, but no. You see how Travis's channel is differentiating itself in the tech industry, where it's trying to give you more of a conversational piece, whereas some might go for the raw review, high quality work like MK BHD or Mr. Who's a Boss, and depending on where you are in the tech world, that you have to find your own little corner. And it feels as if that's where you might want to go with your channel. Like, tell me what is interesting about the Nokia 5.3? I mean, I'd be thinking that's actually a smartphone that fits in one hand, which manufacturers don't do anymore, which really frustrates me. Like, so I'm going off on a tangent here, Travis. OnePlus 8. One of my favorite phones of the last decade is a OnePlus X, because it just did everything I wanted in it, and it was a one-hand phone where I could had entire coverage of the screen. Now everything is at least 6 inches or above, which means you've got to use 2 hands, and I hate that. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there.
No, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to be on your podcast.
So interestingly, I mean, you're totally welcome to come on. Interestingly, the thumbnails are fine here. Like, there's no problem. Those are really good.
They're good.
It's the titling that needs help, and that's I totally agree with you, Rob. It's totally 100%. I agree.
All right, then. So you can catch me on Travis's podcast at a date to be determined in the future.
In 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks. Oh, he's pushing me down the list there.
We have guests for the next 2 weeks. We have guests. I don't know. We're a popular podcast. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Hashtag heartbroken. Let's go back to the tweets. We're going to do some random tweeting selections here now. We hope we got some really good submissions here. Dan, I'm going to let you choose the next one. So let's just have a look at what McRed Panda's doing here. I don't really get that one. Now, he actually Dan did a really good job this week, actually, Travis. I'm going to back Dan up here. He did a really good one.
That was a good one, though.
Me after not being picked. Who keeps choosing these ones? Me thinking someone's going on my channel. That's a funny one. I mean, did we really jump the shark when that happened there? Anyway, what are we looking at here? Random person stuff for Serbia. Well, that's that Donald Trump one again. Dan, what's Linus doing here?
This comment section full of people asking for stuff.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
True story.
So Dan, what are you thinking here?
Some of the ones I like are just ones we've done before, so it's just difficult. Maybe this one in front of us right now, the Mr. It's up a little bit. Mr. Slither Gamer.
Oh, this one. Okay. Let's have a look then. Mr. Sliver Gamer YouTube.
Thanks for tweeting out the live stream.
Thank you very much. Here it is. Appreciate when you include our live stream in the tweet. And so we have, I think, a gaming channel.
A sandwich video game?
PB
the Game
Jam.
Jam. PB the Game Jam. Well, I'm not sure because it has no views, so maybe people aren't really interested in that. Okay, Dan, what are your first thoughts here? My first thought is I have no real clue what game you are focusing on. And even when I look at all of the thumbnails, I can't really tell what each game is about. Whether it's the graphics aren't distinctive or what.
Yeah, I think we found another gaming variety channel that if you were to ask me just like, hey, 10-second review, I would say this person's testing a lot, and they really, the first thing I would do is better thumbnails. While you're in testing mode, how long have we been making content? 8 months ago, 9 months ago, jumping into a lot of different games. The Prison Architect thumbnail is actually not that bad. It looked like you were pretty committed to that, where some of these just look like screen grabs in a random part of the video. I'm not sure what's going on. I gotta say, I think, and just going off the name theme today, I think this is a memorable enough name for a gaming channel. I think that's okay. Minecraft Motel 6 says more about Motel 6 than it does about Minecraft. I think if you were to build a Motel 6 in Minecraft, that should be what's featured in the thumbnail. I also wouldn't use, because you're doing parts, I wouldn't use the same thumbnail in every single part. I'd also, like I said earlier, not include the part number, because people feel like once you get to part 20, no one's going to go back and watch, and they're not even going to want to watch part 20 because they feel like they have a lot of catching up to do. Pick a game, pick a genre, pick something and stick with it for a little bit is my number one tip for you. You can, if you want to switch games later on, you can absolutely do that. I would stick to the same genre if you can, but try something for a bit, give something a chance. Making a Motel 6 in Minecraft tutorial is, any Minecraft tutorial is going to do well. How many more of those can you do? I understand that was 10 months ago, but Minecraft has infinite opportunities for tutorials because people are making new mods and there's new updates all the time. So maybe start there, or if you're over Minecraft, with your latest favorite game, and really dive in there. Get yourself familiar with it and start building an audience around it. Because right now, if I were to subscribe to you for more Minecraft tutorials, it would have probably been 10 months since I got one. I don't know if you've done one since, but I would imagine it'd be up here because those tend to do really well.
Tips to a better life. Use paper clips. I think the answer is there. We are going to take a very quick break, but when we come back, we'll be auditing more of your channels. I just need to clean up my screen a little bit, so that's the way I try and not let you see that type of thing, because we're going to play an advert. So yeah, I like to talk about this at least once every week, the vidIQ Learning Academy. Right now, if you sign up to vidIQ and you download our tools, you automatically get free entry into the Academy to start looking at our courses. And this is what you get as a free user. We always make the How to Use vidIQ course free for everybody. But the bumper course that we have available right now is Launch Your YouTube Channel in 30 days. And it's free up until the 14th of June. So if you want to act, you better start acting now, because there's all of these lessons to go through. It's like 3 hours of learning material here. If you are wanting to start your channel, or many of the channels that are sort of we're seeing here that have started in the last month, or haven't quite hit on like a niche or a theme, or they need help with thumbnails, all of this course content here is available to you, and it is free for a limited time only. If you are a paid member of vidIQ, then we've got all of these courses available to you now, including the complete guide to making money, keyword research, Travis's channel here, finding your niche, and we have just launched How to Shoot a YouTube Video 101 with Sydney. It is a fantastic video. Even I learned some stuff from that. I learned how, like the light that I showed you a couple of weeks ago, that super powerful cheap light. I learned that from that course. So all worth checking out. And there is a link in the video description, so make sure to join the vidIQ Academy if you haven't already done so. Let's go back to our machine, which we're going to pick again. And Dan, you're in control this time. Tell me when to stop.
Give me a green ball.
All right, we're going to go over to the left, and we're going to give you the green ball, which looks like a blue ball, and it is 119. All right. We are going to look at a Rubik's Cube channel. Isn't it weird that we have sort of like this Lego niche, this Rubik's Cube niche that we tend to find all of the time here? And this is Cuber. I'd probably like to see some sort of cubing going on in your channel banner. Let's be honest about that. Have we audited this channel? I'm not sure, because we see thumbnails that are quite similar. I don't think we have. It feels a little different to what we've audited before, but yeah, what are your thoughts, Travis? Here,
we've got a couple of these before, and I dig them. I do think the thing is, I wonder what like successful thumbnails look like for cubing. That's the one thing we've not done, is looked at what a successful video looks like.
I'm just going to do cubing. That's probably like a broad area.
Very YouTuber type thumbnails, and that's the thing. Look at the cubing expectation versus reality. Like that's a great thumbnail, and rightfully so. 2 million views. Yeah, see, these are all good thumbnails. So it essentially what's happening here is if you're wanting to do a good cubing video, the thumbnails strategy is out there right now. Go out there and check it out. I think if you look at the channel that we're actually auditing, they're much more plain. They look very 2015-ish, maybe even before that. And it's time to up that, because even if these videos are literally the best cuber videos anywhere on YouTube, if people aren't clicking it, it doesn't matter. I do like the 10 fastest square one solve. So more that sort of thing is great. But I wonder how many people would be looking for MGC 2x2 first impression. I mean, maybe that's a product. Maybe they are looking for that.
Let's do a quick search on that. I guess as a niche, I mean, yeah, it comes up with lots of results straight away. So I think that is a search term, yeah.
So then give me that biting thing. The MG2X2, this is why you should buy it. The MG2X2, this is why you shouldn't buy it. 3 reasons to buy the MGC 2X2. Like something like that. Give me something to bite into a little bit.
What I'm going to advise for the creator is, for your thumbnails, you need a lighting environment that isn't as warm, as yellow as it is, because it creates muddy thumbnails. I think if we notice from the searches, if you notice quite a lot of these, if I can get back to the right place at the top, can you see how like colourful or clean they are, or like especially here where there's a white background, so it gives a much like cleaner clinical look. And this is where again I'm going to recommend this light here, or any light that has a high temperature, like CFL lights, or like what is it, 5,500 Kelvin or above, and it gives you that sort of white look. Like this one is just $50. There's all sorts of lights you can get, but you're probably using the lights that you use in your lounge, which kind of are more orange, yellow, softer, and they just don't look good when you're using them to film. I am going to talk about some other tech, by the way, but I'm just going back to this light, which I find really valuable. I'm using it a lot all the time. It's fantastic. Aperture, and now let's see if I can just put it up to the screen and get it in focus. There you go. I think if you could probably find that on Amazon if you need to. Anyway, let's go back to the channel. I think we've more or less covered everything, unless, Dan, you wanted to add some more here?
Yeah, I think you guys got it.
All right, then. I'm going to let Travis use the claw this time.
I like blue. You know I'm all about that blue light.
All right, let's go right in the middle and choose pink.
Pink.
Which is 882.
Whatevs.
This time, we've got an arts channel this time.
Hey.
Oh, we're on a roll of non-gaming channels right now.
Like butter, baby. We're on a roll.
Let's Fly Artistic with Dude Artsy. And you have over 200 subscribers. And hey, like 200 subscribers with the volume of content that you've put out.
1 month?
That is pretty damn good. Well done to you, sir.
Really darn good. Oh, yeah. Do you have 200 friends that subscribed before you got started? I mean,
that was a bit savage.
I know. Sorry about that.
Zentangle Art, then. That's an interesting phrase that I've never come across.
Is that if you search for Zentangle?
Yeah, is Zentangle something that you could become a... Yeah, look, it is the thing here. Look at these are all of the like quick video ideas you can come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, let's have a look. Zentangle patterns for beginners. Is there an opportunity here? I'm not sure. So there seems to be like there's been previous success with small channels doing something in the Zentangle patterns for beginners area. They are all older videos though, so I'm not sure if this is something you can break into. But having said that, each of these videos are getting almost as many views as subscribers, so I think that's good there. Like, yeah, every single one's over.
Yeah, I mean,
triple digits.
Let's look at this. To get 100 views on a video in your first month is hard enough. To have multiple videos where every single one of them has over 100 views is like astronomical.
Over 1,500 views from 10 videos. That is a good start for a channel.
My goodness. I give me some advice, because that's a tremendous conversion rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what the heck? Yes, please help me, because I cannot convert at this high of a rate. Dan, why don't you tell these people exactly what they should be doing? Because obviously I have nothing for them.
Keep doing what you're doing is the answer. You're just going to need to make more content. It looks like you have a pretty good cadence going here. So, I mean, I like these thumbnails a lot. I think they fit the brand of the channel really well. And I would just like to see more.
So there's this by Sandy. I don't know if that's you, their character in it. I'm not sure. Okay, so I think that's you. Is that important to include in the titles? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here a little bit. And like you're getting some repetitive titles going on here, which isn't a bad thing. I think like if you're going to be the Zentangle art, then what you're drawing, or the doodle art, then what you're drawing. We've seen that work many times in the past. So that repetition of metadata to YouTube seems to be working for you. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And yeah, again, we maybe just be thinking about, can you tie in Zentangle art into some cultural phenomenon that may be going on during the summer, or like when a big movie's released?
The only other content idea I would have is maybe a how-to, or maybe a what is Zentangle art. You could just try that if you're looking for some new ideas. But I mean, there's just a lot of positivity here, a lot of good stuff.
Fantastic start for the channel. Good, as you said, Dan, good cadence. I think there's a good balance between quality and quantity here. So, yeah, and like the thumbnails, I mean, we're not really commenting too much about the thumbnails. Like, do you need the text in the thumbnails? Could, like, for this one here, cute monster doodle art, why have you actually made the monster arts? You've sort of pulled down the opacity so it's like darker, and made the text more important. Like maybe you want to switch that round and try and practice, because each thumbnail is different right now. You're obviously testing with thumbnails, so think about that as well. And the silence from both Dan and Travis means that we're going to go to the tweets, and we're going to pick another random, well, not random, one that we like of a channel audits. Let's see what's coming in here. He wants...
Low-key flexing on it.
Low-key.
Oh wow!
Nothing low-key on that.
That might be a winner for me. I think we got to Rugged Eagle. I don't think we've picked you as a channel before. I mean, if you're gonna make me look like a master,
Oh wait, we
have. Yeah, we picked this one already. So I think this channel was. All right, we're going to briefly look at it for a second here because I think we talked about you have this Star Wars thing. I think what I seem to remember is these 3 videos here were doing well. So I think we told the channel to double down on this Star Wars stuff, and they've look at how much content they pushed out in the last week.
Yeah, wait a minute. How many subscribers does the channel have?
Approaching 2,000, but yeah,
not even 2,000 with almost, well, real time's gonna be more, probably 600 or 700 views in the first 2 hours of them putting a video out. That's crazy. That's gonna be a breakout video. You're
doing the right things. I think you've niched down into this Lego Star Wars stuff. Keep doing it. Well done to you, sir. I guess make another awesome tweet and we'll look again for a second next week. See if you continue doing it. What on earth is going on here? We've got a GIF. We've got a GIF, folks.
I like how your head pops on
them.
That's hilarious.
Sometimes it's the amateur style of these which makes them. The fact that my head just detaches itself from the body for a second. There we go.
It's so good. I love that.
All right, then let's pick this channel as well. I think we've already done Adrian's as well. I think Adri's. I don't think we've audited this. Oh, hang on. We have because it's all the glitch stuff.
Oh.
This is another channel that's just destroying YouTube with like really good thumbnails on Grinder and Glitch, and they're getting thousands of views.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that people love. Is this Roblox?
Yeah.
I mean, a hugely popular game, and yet a relative to the niche, a relatively small channel, just killing it right now because they're doing things that aren't just them playing Roblox. They're bringing this high quality edge to their content and high value edge. They're showing things that you can't see anywhere else, or at least that's what they'd like you to think. So
just keep doing it.
This is the lesson we try to give to gaming channels all the time.
Stonks are here now. Oh, what happens when I click on this one? Are you ready?
Yeah.
It better be good. It better be good.
That's a good one.
There we go. There we go. It was good. Limited Frags VR. I hope we haven't. I mean, we don't want to just audit the same channels just because they're doing really good memes. I think we've done this channel as well. It's not vidIQ VR one, but I'm sure we've done this one before. And yeah, we were encouraging you to like use the hands, pushing out objects and things. And you've not done anything. You've only done one video in the last week, so we can't really add any further there, can we, Dan?
Yeah.
You say about these that the VR is an untapped area of YouTube, and there's a high barrier of entry to it for creators. So if you can capitalize on this, but we need more content, I would say.
Yeah, hidden subscriber count. I wouldn't hide it, but personal choice, I guess. And yeah, get to really capitalize on the fact that they're VR videos. Put that in the title.
Okay, RTX Cobra, I think you did this one, which Dan loved, but I know we've already audited your channel as well. Mm-hmm. So we want some new entrants. We want some new hashtag channel audit entrants here, I think. All right, what we're going to do now is we always talk about Tech Corner, and I completely forgot to do one this week. Oh, hello. We'll come back to that one in a second. Right, hang on. I need to press the right button. Right. So, actually, we're going all on me. So, have you noticed when how am I doing this? Can you see that I'm transitioning through all of these different things? And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to play some sound effects, which I always forget to do. So there's some sound effects, I think. There we go. Some sound effects coming in here. And I'm doing all of this very easily because I have something which I think pretty much all live streamers use. It is quite expensive, but I think anybody who's serious about live streaming would want to invest in, if I can switch back to the right place, is one of these. You can see it on screen now, can't you? It is a Stream Deck, which I'm having to really pull off from my screen. So what this basically does is allows you to customize keys for certain things, and it's really used for live streaming. So up on the top here are all of my scene transitions so that I can switch from this one, and Dan's now holding one now brilliantly. Thank you, Dan. So you're on screen. So this allows us to switch transitions. It also allows us to play music, which you can probably hear in the background.
Mine's the best one because mine has GIFs on it. You should probably show mine.
Oh, wow. Travis, look at you. You got GIFs. All right. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to switch to presenter only here. This might work. I don't know if it will actually. Presenter only. No, that's not right. Hang on, let me see if I can get this right. No, I've broken that. All right, so let's go back to Travis. All right, so Travis,
Uh-oh.
so you've got GIFs running there,
Wait,
so you can make them animated.
Yeah. See, you can actually put GIFs on them. So mine's doing like an RGB kind of a thing going on there. And you can do whatever you want. It's awesome. Loves it.
And there is a bit of a learning curve, we would admit here. You've got to, and it takes a bit of time to set up all of these keys and things for live streams. But rather than mapping everything to a keyboard, the fact that you have a graphic, which for however you want to put the graphics on the Stream Deck, is really going to help the individual. And actually, you can also customize these for any program. So if you're using a video editor and you want to map loads of keys on a Stream Deck, like, I don't know, add animation or save, or like a combination of keys to do something really quickly. Sorry, Dan, what was that?
I got Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop. Yep.
Boom. So I think every live streamer uses one of these, and it can be used for other things as well. They are a little pricey. I think mine was like 200 Canadian dollars. There's an XL one, which is like 35 keys, and that's probably like about $300. What I would recommend you do is wait around for maybe a Black Friday deal or an Amazon Prime deal, because Elgato usually does some really good offers during those periods. But yeah, Stream Decks, as you can see, all of us use them. I'm sure many of you do in the chat. If you're serious about live streaming, we certainly do recommend one of them or something similar, even if it's just like a number pad key, which you exclusively use for all of your live stream stuff. Then maybe try something like that. With all that being said, Top Notch Random, I think you've jumped in there with a nice tweet of something. Yeah, I actually see what you're doing now there. The thing is, you didn't include your channel name in the tweet, so I don't know what your channel name is, so unfortunately I can't audit it. That is a shame. That is a real big shame. So we'll go back to the claw, and we're going to pick out 172 here, which is the next channel we are going to look at. And we are on a roll of non-gaming channels here, because the next one, always Travis's favorite, get him in the mood. It's a cooking channel. Ready to eat something here. Flavoursome. There you go, Travis. That's a good example of a nice channel name, isn't it?
Yes, 100%. Thank you. Finally.
Memorable. Flavoursome.
Very well done. And milkshake recipe, Oreo milk. I love Oreo milkshakes. I haven't had one in a long time because well, let's be honest, I'm not losing any weight. But I love food. Now, here's the thing. When you look at the thumbnail style for food channels, the successful ones, there's like it's a very easy kind of formula. It's the food is the hero, and there's almost no text. Rarely anyway. Yeah, milkshake. That's going to be a good one. So let's take a look at some. Boom.
Does my milkshake bring all of the creators to the yard?
They have. There's at least 500 in the yard right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, you want something that people look at and they're like, oh, I want that. I want to consume that. I want to eat that. I want to drink that. Whatever. So the hero of the thumbnail always should be your food. Look at that one with the 3. Oh, yeah, look at those.
That's it.
Beautiful.
That is a milkshake money shot right there, isn't it?
It really is. Such a good looking one.
That one as well.
And that one looks great. Are you looking down?
Kit Kat.
Oh, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going. Listen, I'll be back. I gotta go to Dairy Queen. Anyway, yeah. So make it so that you absolutely want to consume whatever it is right up that. I've noticed these last 2 or so. You have a closer shot. Make sure you sharpen the image a little bit and pump the contrast up just a little bit. But some of these you'll notice look a lot better than others. Like the sweet Kimura 5-minute recipe at home is so kind of like pushed back. I can't even tell what the food looks like. Whereas the easy and perfect, this is so weird. Dalgona coffee. I literally had a call with someone earlier today about that. I've never heard of that before. This is twice in one day I've seen this thing. I think I'm supposed to have one, and I don't even drink coffee. But so yeah, that's a good image. See, that's a good image. So when you compare, you'll know right away. If you look at the image and it's like, yeah, I want to eat that, then you're right. And then everything else about the title can be kind of really SEO friendly with just a little bit of like, maybe a chicken pasta done in 5 minutes, like just a little bit of something to bite into on the title.
A lot of these have letterboxing on the thumbnails as well, which you'd want to fix. Having said that, as a channel that's been around, is that all of the content? So you've been around for a month, you've already cracked 100 subscribers, you've already got like several videos which have triple digits, which is great. So that's all good stuff. I mean, even this channel banner, my guess is that's a stock image from somewhere, but even the channel banner, the image there looks far greater than what you have here. So whether it's investing in a new camera or just like using that macro lens to get really nice shots of your of the food and eliminating the text, that's where we'd be gunning for on your channel there. Let's pick out another one, and it's gonna be 511. The random picker seems to be working this week, which is pretty good. All right, this channel, 50,000 subscribers, home theater. So this might be in your wheelhouse again, this one, Travis, but I think I'll let Dan lead with this one, see what he thinks. Congratulations, first of all, on 50,000 subscribers. Well done to you, sir. And we can clearly see what your channel's about from the channel banner. Do the thumbnails and the content match that? So what do we think, Dan?
This is great because, I mean, it's a tech channel, but it's not a tech channel. It's a home theater channel. So, I mean, talk about niching down. That's fantastic. In terms of content advice, I always like to give every creator something. I'm going to struggle with this one, I think.
It looks like the creator knows what he's talking about and knows what his audience wants the majority of the time. Occasionally, like, it's one of these things like you introduce a podcast onto your channel because you want to put it somewhere on YouTube, but it really doesn't work with your audience because you're going from an hour and a half podcast. But then all of the video on demand stuff, I mean, the podcasts are the thing that anchor everything down, but outside of a podcast, 20,000 views, 6,500 views. Like, how do you get 20,000 views on whether you should upgrade HDMI cables? Because I always thought that it doesn't matter if it's a HDMI cable from a dollar store or a
it does,
or from Best Buy. But I thought it was all digital, so
it is. But if for 4K and 4K HDR content, it will either work or not.
Well, there you go. Then.
It's really great. No, that's a very important video. By the way, I realized when I looked at the podcast, I actually know one of the gentlemen in that podcast.
Cool.
Techno Dad. Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, let's let you weigh in then, Travis. What do you think of this one?
So I have a home theater, so this channel is immediately interesting to me, and some of these thumbnails are great. Like I see the big speakers, and yeah, I'm instantly interested. So he's covering the stuff that home theater enthusiasts are really interested in. I mean, it's look, 119,000 views only 2 months ago, the most epic Atmos theater factory tour. Like he knows what he's doing from a subject standpoint, which is great. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to figure out. And most of the thumbnails are fine. I guess the one thing I would say is I don't know if recently he's done a beginner's home theater guide. He maybe has done it in the past. I would love to see one that's more recent, because as people are home and they're trying to get at least somewhat comfortable with watching videos and stuff, this is a great opportunity to do a new playlist that has that in there. Like, how do I do it for cheap? How do I do it under budget? Because the stuff he's talking about, 8K receivers and stuff, those are going to be expensive. How about coming up with some budget friendly theater stuff? I think that would be pretty cool.
Now, I just wanted to look. Okay, so I was wondering. So it's interesting that they talk about this as being a podcast, but it's streamed live.
So that's actually how our podcast is done. We record live. And here's another thing. I don't want to pump up my podcast, but I'm amazed at how well it does. When I look at a channel like this with 50,000 subscribers, and my 1,700 subscriber channel gets as many views on the podcast as they do, I'm blown away by that. But when I look at this, that's actually one of the most efficient ways to grow your podcast, is what we did on my podcast, which is you're using YouTube as a search engine for your podcast, because there is no such thing as the algorithm for podcasts. It's just you put it out and people either find it or they don't. So you're doubling your podcast listenership by doing it this way. So I think it's actually a brilliant strategy.
So I just have a counter question here. Is there a word that potentially these podcasts are anchoring down the channel a little bit? Because like we have 10,000, 5,000, etc., and then the podcast bring in maybe 1,000, 1,500. I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering, should it be better to put the podcast on a separate channel like you have done with GadgetCast? Yeah. And so now when people go to that channel, they know what they're getting every single time, which is a podcast, and so they're going to subscribe for the podcast. I don't know. I mean, this is because we do live streams here. I mean, you could class this channel audit live stream as a podcast if we included it in the title.
So potentially, once upon a time, leaving your live streams live on a channel definitely had a degrading factor on the channel, but YouTube has actually kind of fixed that. I will say this, you bring up a really good point. If they can get as many views on a smaller channel to kind of focus it in on just live content, and then also think about the titling of their podcast, because I have noticed that does make a difference. you could potentially have a better performing channel overall. So it is a good thought.
Now the reason I'm showing my analytics is because it's not really showing it that well. But whenever we do, it's probably watch time I need to select. Right, okay. So whenever we do a live stream, can you see these spikes? Yeah. Every single week, that's when we do a live stream. So that's our watch time bomb. So I'd be interested to know for this channel, even if you have maybe a lot less viewers, they're watching for maybe an hour, 2 hours. Do you get these watch time bombs, or does it dip on those days? So I think that's something to consider as well. It's a really interesting question. I mean, we're just tackling this for the first time. We're a channel that's doing really well, 50,000 subscribers. Videos are averaging like 10,000 views, and then you got these podcasts which you keep introducing, which are for a different audience, and they get a lot less views. So is that handicapping the channel in such a way? And I don't think we're giving you an answer there. We're just discussing it and wondering maybe how you can test and experiment with that. But we haven't even said the channel name, Youthman. I mean, that might, I don't know, maybe that needs changing. How does that attach itself to home theatre? I don't know.
I agree with that.
Yeah. But well done, by the way. Well, I think we're having positive, constructive discussions rather than criticising your channel, because you're doing really well, and this gets a confetti of joy for us. Well done there. Let's pick out another. Actually, is it time to purge? What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what we do, we're an hour and a half into this, and we've actually been able to pick quite a few channels here from the list, but we like to give those who are still watching, which includes how many people right now?
157.
Why does this screen just keep blocking itself out? 550 people still watching. What we do is we purge this list, we delete all responses, and if you submit now, then you got more of a chance of being selected. But while we wait for that list to start generating responses, 3 and so on, we're going to go back to the tweets and see if we can find something. Not that one, this one. We're going to go back to the tweets and see if there's any more entertaining ones that we can pick to audit as a channel. What is going on here?
Oh, that's funny.
There's a bit too much text there for me to try and work out what's going on. But
it's close.
Dan, what do you reckon? Are you a fan of that one?
Let me see this one below it.
I get that one. I like that.
Yeah, I get that one too. I think that's
well played, that one.
That's a really good one.
And I like this one too. Me was watching vidIQ and
the
actually making videos.
That's a PewDiePie thing.
But we need like Dan, Travis, myself, and Leon in the pictures there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one's there for. I think we're going back to this one, aren't we? We're like,
that's a good.
It's one that requires just a little bit of thought, but I like this one
just enough.
So the channel is VMage Photography, I think. So, what we often say here about a channel is that if it's your photography channel, your thumbnails especially, and the quality is going to be put on a much higher pedestal than, say, a gaming channel or a blogging channel. And you deliver, I think, on most of these. Some of these thumbnails look absolutely fantastic, and you use text in a way that is striking, but it doesn't necessarily dominate too much. So the channel that's starting off, these two thumbnails here in particular, I am falling in love with. Dan, Travis, what do you think?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes. I think this is awesome. Like, how old is this channel?
Let's see. All right, so they started 2 years ago, but I think they took a big break. So there's your return to office, so to speak, 1 month ago. So everything from here on, awesome thumbnails. Obviously, you went to like a YouTube cryostasis chamber and decided to work on thumbnails for 2 years, and this is what they've come out looking like.
Yeah, I think the next thing to investigate now that your thumbnails are on point and you're offering consistent high-value content is likely your titles. I think, and maybe some of these are just slow burns. Maybe like, what is shutter speed should be pretty straightforward title. That's something I've needed to learn about myself, getting into cameras. But maybe over time you see that video just kind of climb because it's just kind of evergreen. The properties of shutter speed don't really change. So I don't know. That's my first take on it. I don't want to be the only one that says anything about it. Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, it's weird how the dark kind of background is a thing in photography. I know that Leela, who's one of our mods, A lot of her thumbnails have a dark background. I don't understand the thought behind that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just personally don't understand it. But it is in line. So there you go. Also, the different kind of slightly different type of text is kind of cool. Although there's times where portions of the background are actually squashing the title. For example, see where it says B-roll, like that white is almost right over it. And then the latest one, cheapest DIY softbox, like cheapest is over the white part, which makes it slightly harder to read. And I don't even know if you need that wording in there. And matter of fact, cheapest DIY softbox probably should be in part of your actual title, because that's one of those things that make people want to to click on it. Have
a price like $40 on the thumbnail, and then cheapest DIY softbox in the title. Yeah, exactly.
But then things like just a random travel vlog, you know how we feel about that. Who's randomly going to watch that? So. But I think some of these things, like Dan was saying, what is shutter speed? There's some great information there, but don't dilute your content just for the sake of putting something out. Like, really think about that quality and giving something that people can come back to, whether it be just nice visual stuff or if it is education or something. So yeah,
I think if a creator continues to create certainly thumbnails of this quality and then has a portfolio of content in the next 6 months, I'd love to come back to this and see where they are, because I think Lila's one where we explored her channel when she was at the beginning of her journey, and we were saying that we think you, the photographer, have a niche rather than necessarily Adobe tutorials. Now she's have a very successful channel in this area. So yeah, just keep it up, Vimage Photography, and we hope to see some more good stuff from you, and certainly thought-provoking thumbnails. I just want to ask Travis, have you been in touch with your colleague this week? Has he paid for an advert?
Yeah, yes, he has, as a matter of fact.
All right, well, it's now time to play the advert, so we'll be back very soon, folks, and for regulars, you may know what's coming next.
I would subscribe to your channel just to unsubscribe from your channel. Why in the world did you get into YouTube? Your videos are terrible, your editing is trash, your thumbnails are absolutely horrendous, and your titles are boring. You should never make a video ever again. So what am I gonna do? Take your money. Hopefully before you came to me, you know a little bit about YouTube, because personally I'm on Instagram. I'll look at your thumbnails, your titles, and your descriptions. And then that's it. I'm just going to look at them. I'm not going to do anything with them. Someone needs to tell Rob that I'm redoing these shirts. Eat, sleep, savage, repeat. The one thing that I don't want to do is hear all your complaints about YouTube. No one cares. I just want you to know, no one cares. Your videos are so bad, I use them when I'm constipated. Some of you maybe have never made a YouTube video before. You're struck by fear. Well, get out of here. You should have figured that out before you came to me. If you're in a funk, I'm going to get you a stomped.
So, Savage, as per our contract agreement, you have an extra minute to sell your services. The floor is yours.
I want to thank every one of my Savage students here. I see a bunch of the Savage students in the chat today. Thank you so much. Half of your checks bounced, so we're going to need to negotiate something. I also want to say that, Rob, I'm coming out with a new product.
Oh,
let me explain to you what has happened. I have been cramped up in this house for months, and over the last 3 weeks, I stopped using deodorant. So let me tell you how that came to be a new product. This is the most Savage smell I've ever had in my life. My shirt is wafting. So the Savage deodorant is coming out next week. It's made with orange juice and orange peels and a little bit of Savage funk in there. It's going to be exciting. $39.95 for 2 ounces. It'll be coming next week. Don't you worry. The Savage deodorant. Thank you.
Does that include shipping and handling?
No.
Okay. I'm wondering who actually will want to handle that product anyway. Savage, also, I think for your students, you have a link in the description as well. And if people want to check that out, then they get an opportunity to have their channel audited in a certain point of view.
Yeah, listen, if you have nothing better to do with your day, there's a link in the description below for your Savage students, and I will savagely look at your channel and probably tell you things you don't want to hear. Let's get into the real audits, though. I'm going to be looking at the internet while you're doing that.
Yeah, okay,
very
thank
clean.
you, Savage, as always. So we're back to our normal channel auditing here. So we're going to pick out one here from our purged list, which, as you can see, has almost 200 responses here, but the first channel is 96. And here we go. It is Maya. I think I've said that right. Maya and Kaylee's Bookshelf. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Wrong search there. Let me get a channel.
I mean,
name.
you've only been doing this for like a year and a half, Rob. Do you not know how this thing works?
Savage is ruthless. All right. So Maya and Kaylee's Bookshelf here with 100 subscribers. Congratulations on to you. Okay, so it looks as if you have started your channel in the last couple of months, which is awesome to see. And you are reviewing books, I would suggest. Awesome to see. Yeah, well done to you for joining YouTube and starting this journey. What can we suggest here, Dan? I think the first thing we might suggest here for this creator is if you're reviewing a book, get a nice big image of that book on screen, nice sharp. Maybe you need to take a screenshot from Amazon or wherever you can get that nice cover copy and then put it on there. And by all means, include yourself on the thumbnail as well, that type of thing. But yeah, we've got a channel which has got 100 subscribers and they're getting dozens of views already, Dan. That's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of really positive things. I totally agree with you having the book cover just right in front and then the two creators. I would look at after that maybe your titles. You have the name of the book and review in there. That's good. I'm wondering because I see kids book review over and over. I'm wondering if that's a search term people are really using. I think if you have the two creators in the thumbnail, it'll be clear that it is kids reviewing the book. I don't know if you necessarily need that as like the hook, as the main search term to get people in there. I think you want to focus more on the title of the book and book review and something that's going to, you want to look up every book on YouTube basically and see what people are searching for if it's been reviewed before, and maybe, in general, what people do when they do book reviews for titles. I do feel like they could be a little bit better.
Awesome, there we are.
These are two really cute kids. They're really cute. I haven't seen something that cute since I looked in the mirror earlier this morning. It was crazy.
Oh, savage.
So cute. So cute.
So cute. All right, there's Maya and Kelly's Bookshelf. Thank you there. We're going to now go to the Savage audit list. We've already got, quite a few submissions here, Savage. I'm not going to use a machine to pick one here, so I just want you to pick a random number.
How many numbers do we got?
24 we got so far.
How about 17?
17. Okay, so complete this sentence. I'm so savage. I'm so savage. They haven't quite got the idea of what you're asking for.
I don't think these people have taken my course. I'm going to have to refresh the course because you obviously have lost track of everything. I don't want to...
All right, then. So, to be clear, Dr. Shrift, this is a savage channel audit, which goes along the lines of this.
Okay, look. I can see the words and I can see the matrix. You know how in the Matrix movie they said you can take the blue pill or the red pill?
Yeah.
Which one is the pill that I could take that I don't have to look at this channel anymore? Because I'm done. I mean, it looks like the Matrix there on how to add your video to a playlist in 2020. But I would take listen, let me tell you something. If the red pill is the pill I can take without watching this channel anymore, I would take it. I would eat them like M&Ms. I would go into a diabetic shock. I would eat so many because I can't. The green here. Can we move on? This is too much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking the red pill 27 times in a row.
All right, moving on. We'll go back to a regular channel audit this time. Dan, tell me when to stop.
Red. I want a red ball.
You want a red ball, which actually brings a green ball, which is channel number 6. You keep losing at this, Danny. You keep losing. All right, we've got a gaming channel here. Salty Salmon here, I think, is the channel name. Salty Salmon. This is a genuine channel audit that looks exactly the same as the previous one. Why is my copy and paste not working? Let me get that again.
Did you know in 16th century the Turkish women could initiate a divorce if their husband didn't pour coffee for them? Makes sense.
Wow. Yeah, I think that should probably be something that's in action now. Salty Salmon, then. Okay. What? Extreme Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Part 4 with a thumbnail of Barack Obama. Is this one of these dank channels that I don't understand? What is going on here? I'm confused.
I don't know. Nothing against Obama, but I don't see how this fits into Pokemon this seems like something that might be an inside joke. These seem rather long. Maybe these are like live streams or something.
Yeah, it could be.
But when you want to draw new people in, I wouldn't do anything with an inside joke, because it's very insular, and it's going to keep people from kind of engaging with you who are new to your channel. Laptops versus desktops, which one should you buy? Very interesting topic for a tech channel. I think it's time to focus in on
but here's the interesting thing, Dan. It's the most popular video they've had in a couple of months.
Maybe this is a tech channel now, and that's okay. But you're going to need that focus going forward, because right now it doesn't. Because of the lack of custom thumbnails in some of the older videos, and then the lack of thumbnail strategy in the newer videos, kind of tell me you're not really putting that effort in, and I think that's going to make a huge difference for you.
Dan sounds really confused. The last time I heard him this confused, he was reading names from the chat. Let me tell you something. This is a confusing channel. Keep it going.
Right, thanks, Savage. There you are. Two polarizing opinions there. Savage, we got another student ready. Pick a number. From the 55 now. Wow, you just doubled.
That's right. 37.
Signups. 37. Okay, and this channel is I'm So Savage Because I Am Me for that one, and it is Taco Cats Craft, I think was the channel name.
Taco Cats Craft. What? Oh, Taco Cats Crafts. All right.
There we go. 2 subscribers for this one.
Is this another gaming channel? All right. Books of Secrets review. My goodness gracious. The secret of deleting your channel is very simple. I can tell you how to do it. I will make a YouTube channel just to show you how to do it. Why does the second thumbnail look like a toilet? Is it me? Or does that look like you're looking down at a toilet? I think they need to flush it.
I think you're right there, Savage. I can't argue with that logic. I can't stop looking at it now. Any final thoughts for Taco Cats Crafts?
Taco Cat. I mean, really, let's be honest, Rob. Rob. You're going to have to get me out of this one. I'm done. I already said my words.
I think more toilet Minecraft videos for that channel. All right, let's pick another one from the normal list here. And that is going to be channel 20. We are looking at now. All right. And this is a Little Bella 7117. Why do people put number... I don't mean to be mean. I just want to know why people put random numbers after their channel.
It's their phone number. What it is.
Oh, okay. Right.
I've called a couple of them.
Yeah. How did that work out for you, Savage?
I didn't answer. I don't know why not.
All right. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you didn't get any further trouble. Dan, it's a gaming channel.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
So yeah, about the numbers, I don't really know. Sometimes they have a significance to some creators, and sometimes like the name's taken, so I'll put a number to stand out. I think Little Bella is memorable enough, and if anyone else has that name, but maybe you've kind of pulled ahead of them, maybe you can just compete and you can win out. It sounds kind of ruthless, but there's a lot of names that are already kind of reserved, but maybe the name isn't the issue here. I see a lot of Minecraft with not really any custom thumbnails.
Is there a hardcore mode in Minecraft? Is that
like
difficulty? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's if you die, the world gets deleted, which is kind of something I think that would appeal to Savage.
Right.
But yeah, overall, I think you are pretty committed to Minecraft, which is good. And what I would be doing next is doing more Minecraft tutorials, even if they are Let's Plays. Let's get rid of the episode number. If you're going to teach me how to make a farm in hardcore Minecraft, focus on that. Even if it is episode 12, we'll kind of get that as we start following your channel. But new viewers rather are going to be excited to watch. And then they'll, you kind of bring them into the fold. This is episode 12 of our Let's Play, but I'm going to teach you, whether you've been following or not, how to make a wheat farm. So,
hey Dan, have you ever been stung by a honeybee before?
Yeah, it was very scary.
Have you been stung more than once by a honeybee? Just, a couple times. Has that ever happened to you?
No, I run away from them now.
Okay. Because I don't know if you knew this, but honeybees can recognize faces. So maybe that tells you.
Oh, whoa. That has just sent me into a shiver right now.
This is a fact. I'm just trying to tell you.
So, can you imagine when a wasp a bee gets into your house and you get rid of it, and then the same one comes back a few days later? That terrifies me now.
He remembers you
about that. Travis went out to 82 students. Wow.
Who are you talking to?
Savage, you're up to 82,
yes,
82 students.
Listen, if we think about this is actually pretty remarkable. 82 students. All right.
Let's go to number 55. I like the number 5. I'm gonna hit 5 twice.
55. I'm so savage. I'm so savage for sure. Okay.
What is wrong with these people, Rob? Can we get something that helps them figure this part out? It's not that difficult. I'm so savage that my mom lives in my basement. I mean, it's not that difficult. We can figure this out.
He gave us a link to one of his videos, but I think it's...
Oh, look, it's your boy Sean.
It's your boy Sean with your boy generic channel banner.
Sean, you're not my boy, first of all. Second of all, none of my boys are going to have the generic thing up there at the top. I've been here, by the way. Hitachi is trying to sue you now for copyright.
I tell you, I buy all I buy is Hitachi now because this is like subliminal advertising. I just see this 20 times a day.
It's really ridiculous. By the way, I didn't know Hitachi was on water. That's great. All right, let's go down. Is this Roblox or Minecraft? They look the same to me.
It's Minecraft.
It's Minecraft. Okay. So what's the difference between Minecraft and Roblox? I'm real curious about this, Dan. Tell me the difference.
Roblox is kind of a mess. I mean, there's servers and there's all you can. It's kind of like a game where you can.
So does that mean? Wait, hold on. For most people that play Roblox and Minecraft, do they both live in their parents' basement? Are they the same thing? Is that the same thing?
I mean, it's a kind of a rude way to categorize.
Dan, is that what you're saying? They both live in the basement? Is that? Can I quote you on that?
No, it's a pretty mean stereotype that a lot of gamers resent.
All right, Dan says that if you play Roblox or Minecraft, you live in your parents' basement. And you know what? I agree. Let's move on.
Oh, what a disruptive force. No 1.17 update there either. You may want to address that as quickly as you can. Let's go to the tweets. I think we haven't looked at the tweets for a while. Is there anything here that's stopping us from swiping that we're going to end up... Oh, wow, Dan.
Good googly goo. Someone test him. I think he might fail a test.
What's happened to your neck?
I forgot to wear my mask the other day. I was caught out in the park.
What is going on here?
Oh, wow. That's...
Oh my gosh! I don't know. There's a lot going on in that one. That's crazy.
But Savage, look, you got the highest ability points there in this web.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. All right, Daniel.
What is slated? I've never heard of this slated before. What does that mean?
Second time today. I don't know.
You've won that one, Daniel. Joe Bainbridge, I think, is the channel. Are we savaging this one? Or are we giving it a legitimate?
I thought we were giving it. Do they want to be slated, or as I understand it, I guess savage?
I guess, yeah. I guess the tweet said it all. So Savage, this is another one of your students.
What is it? Are you sure about this? I don't know what slated is. The last time I saw a slate, it was in school when he had to go up and write on it. I hated that.
You're not aware of a term slated, then? This may be a UK. This may be a UK colloquialism. Yeah, it's when you're being criticised or like you maybe getting unfairly criticised for something. And considering the tweet does have a train smashing into a school bus, I think that is a form of being slated in some way.
My gosh, that's terrible. By the way, I actually literally just came across this Jack Sucks at Life guy. He's got an interesting channel. I like him. Is that what this channel's about? Oh no, he doesn't like slacks. Well, I think I'm going to be a Jack Sucks at Life fan. He's a savage man himself. So I'm going to have to cancel this channel. This channel is going to get canceled quicker than Drew Brees.
Thank you for that. Maybe playing too many different games. If we're going to give you some fair criticism here, that you maybe need to tweak that a little bit. Joe Bainbridge. All right, so that was a tweet. Do we want to do any more tweets?
Is there anything that's worthy on the tweets, or do we just go back to random?
I did like this one, but Dan, I'll let you decide whether or not we audit the channel.
They caught me my natural habitat. Let's give it to them.
All right, it's probably gaming, probably Roblox Minecraft gaming then or something. It's Hydra. Hail Hydra. Hiding in plain sight here on YouTube. 300 subscribers. Okay, not sure what the channel's about. Bit of Fortnite. Bit of dankness, I think, going on with faces being distorted.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like shock value kind of content here. I'm not trying to say that to be rude. I think that the creator's kind of banking on like a comedy, kind of like, look at this crazy thing style content. Dank, as we like to call it, probably wrongly. But yeah, even these kinds of channels would benefit from niching down, believe it or not. If you became the authority in making fun of Minecraft in whatever way, or Fortnite or whatever, but some of these, like, you're kind of calling out maybe other creators, I think is what that would be. It's just going to be getting discovered really difficult.
Couple of examples here of listicles though, like 21 Midas challenges and top 5 GTA TikToks, and those videos have done a little bit better. So when there's a bit of focus and something to search for, I think those are not doing too bad. So something to work with there.
I struggle a lot with channels that are just trying to go for that like shock value, and they cover anything and everything as long as they can kind of make fun of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know how some of those channels do it. Some of them are just so popular.
You know what else Dan struggles with? Words with 2 syllables. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put it out there. By the way, how many people have submitted back into the random? Because I'm kind of curious about that.
Okay. Right. Okay. So so we had 350 submissions in normal. Savage is almost up to 100, which is just unbelievable. And now I want to do some super chats because I want to make sure I don't miss any of these. So Ash Phillips, thank you for the Reds thumbs up. Does that mean you like the dislikes? I didn't know that was emoji. Sorries with Jesse's. Thank you again for your super chat. Zavi Puzzles, your advice is really helpful. Looks like it's another Rubik's one, so I hope you looked at the previous Rubik's channel that we audited. Hey, there we go. Dan, somebody loving the vidIQ Discord community. Yeah, we have a Discord community. Is it like over 1,000 strong now, or is it approaching 2,000?
I think we're approaching 2,000 if I
Boom, there we go.
remember right.
And Tesco's on Roblox with another £2 there. Savage, I think it's your turn for another channel. Pick one.
Okay, what number are we at? We almost had 100. Let's see who the latest person was. 99. Let's see who put 99.
All right, 99. I'm so savage that nothing goes until I say so. That's a better one.
You're getting there. That's a C. That's a C.
And this is Zen Zereris. I think
our moderators.
We know Zen Zereris. He's in. I think he's one of the moderators or something.
I don't think we've savaged this channel though, so go ahead.
All right. Well, look, Zen Zereris. Okay, so this guy's pointing at some medicine. It's the Final Fantasy game. I remember that. You know, I used to beat up a kid who played Final Fantasy VII back in the day. I'm trying to think, should I beat up people to play Final Fantasy VII now? Nah, I probably won't do that nowadays. But back in the day when I was in 4th grade, I used to beat up people that had played Final Fantasy VII. Now look at this. Let me take a look. There's a couple days that have gone by and not a lot of people have watched the video. I want everyone in the chat to do me a favor. Let's go watch Zen's videos after this. Let's get him a couple hundred views on something.
There we go. I'm watching it. There we go. I'm watching.
There we go. We got a view on this one.
We got a view on it now. And a like. There you go.
To chapter 16 and playing the tourist. I want you to watch the video directly after this one. This is a savage shout out, is what this is. This is a savage shout out. We'll do one of these a week. Savage shout out to Zen's
Thank you.
I don't know how to spell it. I'm sorry. You're gonna have
I appreciate that. Right. I just want to change this. We'll pick another. We'll pick one of both now, and then maybe we'll call it a completed channel audit live stream. But this one is going to be 177. Okay. Wow! Look at that. We've got him.
Whoa!
We managed to pick out Electric Napkin.
Well, that's a good name right there.
There you go. Electric Napkin.
We've come full circle.
We have. We have found the channel with Waves as their channel banner. And I think this might be, Dan, a dank channel. There we go. Dank memes for weird kids in my science class. The flex tape meme, the tennis ball meme, Joe's barbecue and foot massage. I think what you want to do next, Electric Napkin, is create a dank video on Savage, and we will share it, we will watch it, we will play it, and that's the best advice I can give you. I mean, you got 300 subscribers, you got views into the hundreds, so that's, you know, you got an audience that's starting to connect with your audience, which is good to see. I have no idea how to advise you on any of this stuff because it's just all crazy dankness.
Yeah.
You know a crocodile can't poke its tongue out? Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing you can't do that.
There we go.
I wish you luck. And great
what
name.
else can we say? Great channel name. Channel's growing.
You should electrify some napkins. See what happens.
Stuff electrify some napkins, and there we go. All right, Savage. I'm pleased to say that you've hit 110 students.
Of course,
Which one are you picking? Which one are you picking?
Let's put 37 in there for no good reason. Or did
37.
Did I put 37? I don't know.
I'm so savage because I am me. No, we've already done that one.
Okay. How about 72?
72. And this is I'm so savage. I shower every day. There we go.
That's a good thing to do.
Well, he won't need to buy any of your deodorant. Well, I guess he can buy the deodorant to complement it.
Come to find out that you still need to wear it. Step Key with 1,000 subscribers. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Well done. Yeah.
Zone Wars with subs. Okay, Fortnite. Fortnite's not a bad game. Modern Warfare. All right. COD. Okay. I'm sorry. What day is it again?
Are you just gonna say? Are you just gonna whisper titles here?
This is the Savage ASMR. This is AOD and Modern Warfare and Modern Warzone Live and good goobly goo. I'm about ready to fall asleep. I gotta tell you something about this. None of these make me want to watch them. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And you might have great videos. You might have great videos. You might have a job. You might not live with your parents. All those things are great. Still not going to watch your videos because you're not a Savage student. Sign up for the Savage Student Academy.
Well, he did. This is a Savage student.
No, he just put a hashtag in. That's not the same thing. I need money. I need you to send me some money and tell me that you want to be a Savage student. Get part of this foolishness over here, and let's go. Let's get this going. What is his name again? We'll scroll up.
Stepkey.
Stepkey. You're like a stepson. Stepkey.
God.
Stepkey. Stepson.
Modern Warfare, by the way, Stepkey. You're getting some nice views on a couple of videos. Maybe research them. Like, is there a particular thing that you're looking at there that maybe you can cover a bit more? But there's some potential growth in there. So well done to you. And that brings to an end another live stream magnificence of everything. We appreciate all of your contributions this week. Thank you for tuning in on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday. We'll be back to normal service next week. I also just want to say one more thing as well. If you are tweeting, then I would like you all to do something. I would like you to click on GIFs. I would like you to type in vidIQ and have some fun because I've been doing a bit of work there. So if you can, please start promoting our GIFs, using them, replying, all that sort of stuff. That would be appreciated. My personal favorite is this one.
I think we need some Savage GIFs.
Yeah, if you want to do some Savage GIFs as well, absolutely, make them. I mean, if you want to watch this for the next 5 minutes as well, that's all good. All right, we'll go back to our live stream chat here and make sure that everything is in order. Have I got any more super chats?
Please make Dan go first. I need to hear this.
All right, I've got some more super chats. So Blade Drummer, thank you again for the other super chat. And then Something, that is your channel name, Something, $5 there. Can someone else read that out? Because for some reason it's not working for me.
I can't see it.
But Something with a $5 and a super chat. Thank you for that. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it says something.
Yeah, it's just, well done, Dan. Well played. All right, we're going to start reading out some channel names. And as Savage wants Dan to go first, so Dan, who are we shouting out first?
They're already going too fast.
Yeah, you'll get it.
All right. Well, we have Super Secret Garden. We have Tanks? Something. Alexander Stevens, Diego Games. Simple, but the 3 is actually an E. So that's pretty clever. Jelly Turtle, Juan, is he real? KCG, and Ziff.
Ziff, thank you very much. I guess the person who did the super chat, who's called Something, that is the ideal channel name for you to read out, Dan.
Something.
I'm going to issue a challenge for anyone out there. Anyone who can do some type of funny collaboration music video of all the things that Dan has misspoken, I will give them a 15-minute audit. I will do a one-on-one 15-minute audit with you. You just got to put it on YouTube. We'll play it here on the live. Something that's funny and all the things he said wrong. I need that by next week.
There you go. Like Travis is really digging out down there.
15 minutes of my time just so I can see that. Okay, Octorius, I see Karen Beckman's in there. We got I know Leela was in there. I know Bad Lori's in there. I see hold on now. I see Just Denim, and then of course Leland Talks Football.
Can I just add as well, if you're going to do that video, make sure it's copyright-free music, just from a live stream point of view. That would really help me. And I'm going to shout out the following people. That include, here we go now, Brick Advice, the Neon Wolf Striker, Electric Napkin as well. You are so glad you got audited. We've also got Bruh. Mo Fixes, Generic Waffle, he's still in the house and I still think he's one of the originals with a best username, Dan667, and also Luffy's Prodigy is also here. Thank you very much everybody who continues to audit for us. We really do appreciate that. And I will end with the usual, that is, time is the most important currency on YouTube, and you just spent 2 hours with us. We hope you found that valuable. Remember to spend your time wisely with your audience when you create content. Savage has gone. Travis is on screen, so he's going to wave awkwardly while I try and find the right link to click, and we will go to the outro. I can never find it on my screen. Where's it gone? There it is. All right, we're going. We'll see you in 5 days. Bye for now.